For the Ventura Open hole 1, we are going to use our APOC 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. You're going to have the red ring by the rough, and you're going to use a Zerk ball. Full right spin, 4 backspin, depending on the wind. Here I did 3.5 backspin since it was below 11 miles an hour. Here with the curl, you want to give it a tad more curl, and I used full overpower here because it was a 9.6 wind. If the wind is above 10 miles an hour, start backing off the overpower. But again, give it a little bit more curl than I did there. So here is another shot with an 11 mile an hour wind with my APOC 5, the red ring up near the rough or touching the rough, full right spin. I did 4 backspin since it was an 11 mile an hour wind, and then I backed off the overpower as well. So again, you will have to use your judgment on this and just back off the overpower, but you still need a little bit more curl than I gave here. So just a tick more curl and you will be money on your shot. There's 2 ways you can play hole 2, the Guardian backspin shot or the Goliath rough bump. Here is the Guardian backspin shot. It has not been dialed in yet, it's still a work in progress. You can play this at 0% min distance is how I played it, but I think it plays at plus 10% at min distance with a Power 2 wind ball in your app. This shot is still a work in progress. If not abandoned, we're not sure. We're still deciding on if we want to keep pursuing the Guardian backspin shot, so it's up to you, but I would play a plus 10% instead of a 0% min on this shot. For the Goliath rough bump, you want to use a Kingmaker or a Centurion to reduce the wind. You're going to play 6 top spin with 3 left spin. You're going to have your yellow ring touching the rough along with your red ring touching the bunker and your ball guide going to the hole. You're going to adjust your shot with a 0% elevation at maximum distance of your shot. For hole 3, we are using our quarterback and the sniper second shot. You're going to do full left spin with 2.75 top spin, no more than 2.75 or you risk going long. You're going to have your white ring touching the right rough, and then you're going to over adjust your shot at maximum distance with a 10% elevation. That will be downhill 10% or plus 10% in your app. For the second shot, you are going to be using 3 backspin with 2 left spin, and then you're going to find the funnel. You are going to then adjust at the slider of your club at a 0% elevation. Make sure you favor the left-hand side of the funnel because the wind will be pushing your ball to the right. So favor the left-hand side of the funnel with 3 back, 2 left, and then adjust your shot at the slider of your club at 0%. We do have yardages marked down on the 19th hole expert tournament page, so go check it out for the yardages that we have written down so far. For hole 4, we are going to be using a Power 1 Wind 5 ball. You're going to be using 2.5 back with 3 right spin. Now I offset this on the right edge of the cup, and I think it needs a further offset or possibly 3.2 side spin to the right. We're still not sure. We're still trying to dial this shot in. But this shot is played at a 15% mid distance of your sniper with a slight 1201 pull. Again, that's mid-distance with a 15% elevation. On hole 5, if you have an APOC 5 or more, this is going to be key for you. You're going to use 4.5 back with max left spin. You're going to aim pretty much for the center of that gap, and then with an APOC 5, you can use full curl and full overpower. With an APOC 6, you're going to back off your curl just a tad with full overpower, and then you're going to try and hit perfect. Again, that's 4.5 back with max left spin. This set me up for a nice mid-distance sniper shot. Now what we are trying to do is dial in the actual spin for this. You do want to leave it short of the hole because it does come in pretty hot. And here I hit great left and it came in great left. So aim your ball guide to the hole and leave it short of the hole because it will come in hot. Another way that you can possibly use this is, since there's a funnel there, is back your sniper up and see if the ball guide will trickle to the hole and try and find that funnel. I have yet to do that to try and find the funnel, but that is also an option. But you will play this shot at a 0% elevation at the slider of your club. For hole 6, we are going right. You can use any driver of your choosing that gives you distance, your extra mile 8, your Thor, whatever driver you would like to use. You're going to use full top spin, max right spin, and then adjust your shot with a 10% over adjustment-ish. And then I backed off my overpower on this shot because I was afraid to go long. So you do want to give it overpower, but be wary if you have a longer driver that you can go into the rough all the way into the back. So I backed off my overpower slightly as to not go long and into the rough. For the second shot, we are going to use our thorn. I do not know what other short irons play, but with the short iron of a thorn, you're going to be playing this at min distance plus 0.2. So whatever your elevation at 0% is at min distance, you're going to add 0.2 to your shot. So again, this is at min distance at a 0% elevation plus 0.2. For hole 7, we are playing with our sniper and our kingmaker. You're going to be going 4.5 back and 2.5 to the right. So again, it's 4.5 back, 2.5 to the right. You're going to have your yellow ring in between the shadow with your blue ring touching the rough on the left. You are then going to adjust your shot at a medium distance with a 30% over adjustment, and you're going to favor an 1159 pull angle. Again, it's mid distance with a 30% over adjustment. For hole 8, you can use a kingmaker if you want to. I'm using a power 4 to make my life easier. I'm using the rock and a power 4, max right spin, no top or bottom spin. You can use a tad backspin just to be on the safe side. You're going to aim down the middle and then over adjust your shot with a 10% over adjustment. So again, use maybe a tad backspin if you want to play on the safe side. For For the second shot, I'm using my Grizzly for the ball guide. I played this at 0% elevation at the slider of my club. I believe I played it at 50% slider. Now, we haven't gotten this shot dialed in yet, but we believe there is a slight offset to the right of the hole, like just a slight offset, and then do a 0% elevation at the slider of your club. For hole 9, we're using our quarterback with a Zerk. You're going to use 3 topspin with max left spin. You're going to set up at the 21-yard mark with your red ring touching the rough on the top, and your second bounce is going to be just before the rough at the top. So again, at the 21-yard mark with your red ring touching the rough. You're then going to over adjust your shot with a 10% over adjustment, and then you're going to use full curl, no overpower, and then try to hit perfect. For the second shot, you want to use the Guardian or Kata, whichever has the better ball guide. Here I'm using my Guardian because it's a little bit better than the Kata. And as far as ball guide, and I'm doing it, the spin is going to vary, but I played this at max distance with a minus 10%. Now, in my suggestion is I actually think it plays at 0% because when I took the shot, it came in way to the right, meaning it was way under adjusted. So the next time I play this hole, I would play it or try and play it at a 0% elevation and see how it comes in. But here I did play it at a minus 10% elevation, and I think it actually plays at a possibly 0% elevation. So again, guys, all these notes can be found on the 19th hole expert tournament page. The link will be in the description below, and happy golfing and hit perfect.